Day one, we figured out our blocking and lighting plan so that on our production day, we could focus more on the storytelling, acting performances. Which leads me to the fact that I wish I didn't write myself into this short film. The acting scared me even more than the directing. I'm gonna direct my first feature film in 2025, and I have a lot of learning to do. So I wrote my first short film so I could practice directing and working with a crew to bring to life my story. And in this case, act alongside Peter. Yeah, that might have been a mistake. This is the real life behind the scenes of what happened on the set of AI Has No Soul. I have a lot of sympathy for actors. Like, I can't imagine doing a feature film and having to like remember lines every day. Like, I'm already stressed out that there's like the first section I have to memorize it word for word, which that part I'm a little like, second part we can improv more. I did write this, so I feel like I should be able to memorize this. But also, man, just day one already, like, this is exactly like marathon training where you run like your first long run and you're like, this was 10K, how am I gonna do 42K? And I feel like that's what we're doing a 1 day short film, like this is exhausting. How am I ever gonna do like 20, 30, whatever days it is for a feature film? So, bit of an eye opener.
Day one vibes, what are we thinking?
I don't have any. Got my coffee. It's early in the morning.
What's the vibes?
What's the vibes? I just ate a Timbit. And I'm ready to go. Got my boom stand.
I mean, the boss is right there, so what do you want me to say?
Do you think it plays better that it's still in the bag and I rip it open and then throw it at him? It's gonna take more time.
Well, the only thing is just like resets. Like if we're doing multiple takes, you just gotta put it back in the bag.
That's right, yeah. I mean, we have a few of them.
Yeah, not the end of the world, but
I'm just wondering, is it better that I mean, timing-wise, I think it's better that I just like pick it. But I mean, obviously we're cutting, so then it would be. But then story-wise, it's like these are unsold. Adds to the failing clothing line.
I mean, we're not really gonna see it in the wide or anything, so like I would say keep it in the bag for now.
Yeah.
And then like
we can do the action if we need to cut it. We cut it.
Yeah, we cut it. Start with 2 in the bag, and then it's like if it has to go, like it's not gonna hose you. So try a couple, and it's a lot easier to go from bag to no bag than whatever.
I thought we might need a couple more practicals.
I think he's trying to redecorate everything.
Well, we might leave it here.
Having a crew was very refreshing. A lot of my YouTube career has just been me doing everything.
Without the bubble wrap, it's quite a sharp, it can be quite a sharp intensity to it. Bubble wrap just augments it, almost like adding like a strange kind of diffuser into it.
And the coolest thing about having a crew is that everyone gets going on their job. That way, not only do I get to focus on directing, but also we don't run into those moments of, oh shoot, we've got to stop everything because nobody was in charge of that one thing. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out what roles are vital on set and which ones need to be modified or even cut. Because I think that filmmaking has changed a lot over the years with the gear and the workflows, but I feel like the roles on set haven't maybe changed as much as they should have. And more importantly, if I'm gonna make a feature film, it's gonna have to be lean. So every member of the crew has to be vital in making the best feature that we can. Of course, we basically forgot about sound and time code and all of this stuff.
I'm gonna try this, but this is actually gonna just replace this time code. So it's just gonna sync from this, put the time code into here, and then the time code will go from here into the camera.
I researched a mode that this interprets this one.
Perfect. So
And
if
it
you know
just,
how to
like,
do
takes
that,
over.
we can do this, and I'll see if this works on the Alexa.
So of course we half forget about audio. It always happens.
So we're trying to give you the easiest editing experience by getting time code going. Yeah, wish us luck. Isaac, you know what you're doing, right?
I know what I'm doing. I make music.
Maybe.
For a second, I thought Out of Sound was going to be an absolute disaster. Thankfully, Derek came in for the win and had the exact right cable so that we could have time code. Crisis averted.
Oh, same amount of shit in here as you usually have.
Pretty much. Your trailer's outside. Hair and makeup is.
Where's my rider? You got it, right?
Only green M&Ms, was it?
Yeah.
It was so good to finally have Peter on set. Just knowing that I'm not going to be the only one going through this, but also everything is just so much more fun when Peter is around. But I'm not going to lie, I was a little worried about Peter. I don't think he had really read the script other than my super rough first send of the idea. And then I found out he didn't even get the idea.
Any thoughts?
I think I get it. I was reading it. I'm like,
So
I gotta start over.
Uh-oh, is my script that bad?
Let's go through the whole thing. Okay. So, office, whatever. Then Peter busts in. So all this stuff is
I get all this.
yeah, that's happening. It's not being said or anything. And then we're gonna come up to the computer, and it's gonna be a shot almost through the monitor. So it's almost like the AI is now watching us, and then the text it's gonna come up on. So it'll be us two, and the text will show up. The script will show up in there, so audience can read even stuff that we're not saying. They can see the full everything we did. Only point here I think is that you still think that you're smarter than AI. This could be absolute trash.
I recently realized that I've been directing for the last 7 years, every single week, just a little bit different than most people do, and that is YouTube. And that practice has gotten me so comfortable with making decisions and having an idea of what I want and how to get it.
That we think that AI is garbage, and the audience is expecting it to be just an idiot, because we want that full turn. So I think we do still want to keep some sort of sentiment that you would be do we really have to do this? It's going to be so bad. Something like that. And then...
So it's probably just a quick line then.
Yeah, it can be, it doesn't have to be a long one either. It's literally just us pulling to the computer and be let's watch this thing.
Can't wait for this thing to steal more of my content.
Usually when me and Peter are making videos, we kind of just improv everything. But for this short film idea to work, in the first half, we needed to stick to the lines exactly so that the second half makes sense. And the second half would completely fall apart if we can't remember our lines or Peter decides he doesn't like what I wrote him.
No, that you have to say. That's one of the lines that all these lines we have to say exactly because we read these lines later on. It's probably just this last line that feels you maybe wouldn't say. No computer can compete with this, but
Yeah, I could see, I could stretch this. I guess the difference is I don't actually believe that.
Yeah, that's what I know. That's part of the
so
short.
much better than me.
That's part of the short film, though.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I know it doesn't feel like something, but as long as you're okay going along with it, just because it makes the gag funnier that the AI is wrecks us, So you only change you only change that one word, right?
Yeah, that's my word, dude.
And it's a bit tricky because in this case, we're kind of playing ourselves in it. So the lines I wrote for Peter needed to feel comfortable for him. It's kind of blurring that line of reality and fiction.
I want this to feel more like it is actually us hanging out, and I feel like you would say that, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't say, "Oh crap, sorry."
No, I'm just thinking for YouTube, it just kind of blows if you've got a bunch of swearing in it.
And then, what would we replace that with? Just crap or
So literally, we are about to film. Everybody is waiting for us, and I'm frantically trying to come up with ideas with Peter that work for him, rewriting the script. So I'm trying to communicate the best I can with him, what I'm envisioning for this. And we're working together to solve the problems in the script. Probably should have done this earlier, but this is real life and you never have enough time.
I thought that was a weird transition from like talking about physical products and then like the immediate next thought is like, actually, let's test it. It's like, what, test let's?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, that is true.
You know, because it's like the actually in there draws back to the previous thing you said.
That would actually be good. Like,
What do you mean, your left pack? Because that's what you just said.
yeah, that's true.
Basically, this conversation that's happening.
Yeah. Where I was on the set for like Suits.
Yeah.
And it was like everyone was just calling out like line.
Line, yeah.
Like someone would shout it out. I was like, that's so helpful. Line.
I think that Tyler, you should probably be that person if you're behind the monitor.
Now I'm gonna do it for sure.
Out of spite.
I'm just gonna do it just because I want Tyler to be
Now,
yelling them back.
so we're gonna do at least three coverage of both of us, and so if you have to say line, you just have to remember that one, and then we can always cut to a different angle of you. I feel like I'm gonna have a hard time. I feel like I'm gonna like.
Oh, I won't remember any of this, dude. None of it.
Okay, so
I'll tell you right now.
I'll do that for free. I should have wrote that in.
I'll tell you that for free.
But we did it, I think. Doesn't matter, we gotta print out the new scripts and start filming, otherwise we're not gonna make our day.
Let's try coming up a couple points on this.
How you feeling about first shot?
Feeling good.
Thank goodness Nick is an incredible DP and that we did so much work on the pre-light day.
Memorizing lines. We're both like, it's so weird. It's like so scary to throw the script down because then you're flying blind, it feels like.
And then it was time to call the first action of the day. I was so freaking nervous. The adrenaline hit, it felt like everybody was watching me. All of a sudden the lights just felt a little bit brighter. I haven't been that nervous or stressed in years. It was just like that feeling of diving into a scary, stormy ocean and hoping it's gonna work out somehow. No idea how, but let's do this.
And action.
Yo, what's up, man?
Screwed it up first time.
That's what I would do, right?
No, but you gotta say the line. Yo, how was Maui, Matt?
How was Maui? How was Maui?
Reset. Setting and settle and action.
Yo, how was Maui, man?
You know how it is. Paradise. I screwed it up pretty bad.
And immediately we start fumbling lines. Neither of us can remember anything. And remember, we have to stick to the script exactly. I was failing miserably and it was not looking good.
How was Maui?
You know how it is.
Yeah, that place is paradise.
But now I'm all stressed trying to catch up on all my work, doing some new grades for the new LUTs. I'm all nervous now.
But then Nick threw one of those metaphorical lifeguard flotation devices to drowning Matti in the wild ocean of acting. He just told me,
would it help if the script is actually up on your screen there?
Yeah, you can't see it.
I can cheat it, yeah.
because I'm already supposed to be focusing on the computer and working, why not just have the script there? Genius. Thank you, Nick. And with that, by the second take, we were already starting to get more natural and more comfortable, and it was starting to flow. We were still, I think, a little weak, but it was way better right away. Every take, learning the script and getting more and more comfortable.
It's never been about the tool or medium. It's what the people.
We got the master wide shot, thank goodness, and then it was time for my coverage. Now this is much easier because we're doing 3 different angles, so really I only need to know like one line at a time because we're gonna be cutting in between me and Peter. We have 3 angles of each and then the wide. So I started to feel way more relieved at this point. You know, when I started YouTube, it was for the purpose that I could do projects like this. I think I got lost there for a little bit. Now we're back and I I feel like I've learned a ton about how to use YouTube to create your dream job. And that's why we made Creator Camp. We are basically pouring out everything we know about YouTube, putting it on there so that you, whether you're a filmmaker, an artist, you love cars or mountain biking or snowboarding, you can leverage YouTube in the same way that I have. It's super hard, it's super complicated at first, but I think when other YouTubers can help you out, it is way, way, way easier. And we don't want to burden you too much, so it's only $20 a month for over 100 tutorials, live streams, podcasts, and we add new content every single week. $50 a month if you want feedback on what you're doing. If you want to leverage YouTube and create your dream job like I have, go and check out Creator Camp. It actually worked out perfect that I did my coverage first because I could have my script on the screen here, and it gave Peter a chance to kind of start rehearsing and trying out his lines and also memorizing them.
Oh gosh, don't even start with that. Does that lens over there have soul? What about the FX3? Does it have soul? Or how about the magic mask you're using in Lightroom right now? Soul? It's never been about the tool or medium that has soul. It's what people do with them.
Yeah, you're probably right. Shit, remind me never to cut my hair again.
I tried to warn you, didn't I?
Anyways, doesn't matter. AI is complete scum, and it cannot compete with this.
I think the last one's good. I think that was my favorite for this. Another one just like that with a slightly tighter lens.
Yep.
And here's where I started to realize how directing and acting at the same time is a bit of a mistake in my opinion. Your thoughts are too disjointed, it's hard to give myself feedback, and I can't be behind the monitor watching the performances, making sure they're coming out like I wanted them, which I think might have really hurt us in the most important shot of the day.
I do not recommend directing and acting in something.
You put that on the record.
Yeah, I will put that on the record. If this sucks, it was because I made a mistake. If it's good, you should definitely do.
Also, Peter, how are you so freaking good at this? I'm gonna write another short film, and I'm not gonna act in it, but you're gonna act in it because you're too good at this. Peter, of course, nails all his coverage easy.
Okay, let's take it from the top.
Yeah, man, that place is paradise.
Now I'm all stressed trying to catch up on all my work, doing some new grades for the new LUT pack. Have you ever used these AI tools for grading yet?
Nah, man, I don't use that shit. Plus, AI has no soul.
Oh gosh, don't even start with that. Does that lens over there have soul? What about the FX3? Does it have soul?
AI, total scum, and you'll never be able to compete with talent like this.
Another mistake of the day, I didn't think enough about do we actually need to see the coffee spill on the ground when Peter knocks it over? So I was just like, nah, it's fine, let's just move on. But luckily, Nick saved us later. We'll get to that.
Because like you wouldn't see the liquid at this angle. It would pop off when the lid
you would
hits
see
the
like
ground.
maybe a little splash at that point, but that's it.
Just AI, dude.
We'll just, hey, can you add some in post, some coffee spilling out of the cup? All the little decisions like this, you're either making the right call or the wrong call. This might ruin it. That'll be fine. I think it'll be okay.
Just a wee minor diffusion change, which means we need to bring up some level.
I don't care enough to do this. You know? Like, can we get a minor diffusion change? I'd be like, I'm done. I'll just move to a different window. And, you know, it's just, that's the difference. I respect it.
Oh, 100%.
And I think I'm glad I'm not doing the minor diffusion change. But, like, go down to the truck and grab a full... No, dude. I'm not going all the way down to grab a full... Let's just use this grid. Just shorten it. I don't know, move it closer. Make it work. It's crazy. It's like, it's wild how different it is.
This is an 8x8, I think. You got the 6x6. Is that what we
Making stuff like this is so different from how we make stuff usually.
Yeah. So I can read them to you if it makes it easier for you to react to.
Same thing.
Yeah. There's a few of them that we have to do.
You want me sitting right here?
Yeah, you'll just be sitting there, except this time you're gonna be looking straight into the lens.
Okay.
So the first one you have to react to is Peter is thinking, didn't Matti just say he's back from YouTube and already he's taking vacations? A true Scandinavian. So that's just like you looking down the barrel and like you would be thinking that of me, like yeah, you're kind of like laughing it off, like what an idiot. Like, did he say he's just taking vacation? I mean, just can't come back and now he's taking vacations already. And then Peter glances at the FX3 that's clearly overly rigged out and thinks that Matti is trying to compensate for what. And so I think you look at the FX3 and then you just look at me like, what is he trying to compensate for? And then we'll do a close-up of your phone. I think that's just going to be that. And I think
Sound.
Yep.
all right. Peter is thinking, didn't Matti just say he's back on YouTube and already he's taking vacations? A true Scandinavian.
And then you could tie it there back into it.
Can you do it one more time, but for camera? Can you try to keep your hand like to the side more?
Sure.
Your right hand, yeah.
I was having a ton of fun directing Peter's performance, and even though I have a ton to learn about narrative filmmaking, this is really enjoyable. Like, I'm liking this way more than I thought.
I'm only realizing how mean this whole line is now. I'm just writing it. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be funny. Don't lean so far back. Try to keep your head there, and then you can just keep playing with it, like almost like you're kind of getting frustrated with it. Lean back a little bit more, or maybe Nick, can you pan? Yeah, exactly. Yep. Okay. And yeah, now go for it. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna need for that. Thanks, guys.
All right. Let's power down.
Alright, got through the worst part.
Smooth sailing from now.
Now there's only like 2 lines.
I'm
that
gonna
we
go
can
to
do
bed
in
and be
this.
like, no man, it doesn't really matter. AI is total.
AI doesn't have any soul.
Yeah, AI has no soul.
I knew.
I love AI. By the way.
By the way, yeah. Just if AI is listening,
AI
we
is
love
sick.
AI.
It's listening.
AI is incredible.
We mostly use aperture and Amaran lights for this short film. Everything from the bulbs and the practicals to the lights that are already in my office, which are basically practicals because it's part of my YouTube office world. And having control from one app of all the lights is just so good and saves so much time.
Yeah, this is just like really the easiest way when you have like, what do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 fixtures actively running, not including the practicals. So having to like go in and manually change all of them is silly. This just makes that way faster. And then if I want to like on off them really quick, I can just see what everything's doing. And you know, if we want to change the color temp, we can. Looking at a fixture anymore and having to like go up to it and change it, that's done. Bluetooth, apps, that's the future.
Camera and lenses, we already went through all that in episode 1. So if you didn't see that, pause this, go and watch episode 1, and then come back to this. And just like that, the first half of the day was done. I didn't drown. I survived. Nick and Derek stayed back to set up for the next shot just so we'd be faster, and we got lunch for everybody, and we even had a surprise visitor.
We're done with the first half of the day. This was like the hardest part too, because me and Peter have to like stay on the script. If we deviate at all, it messes with the second half of the short film. And I knew that one was gonna be hard for Peter, but it was so hard for me too. And when the lights turned on, I was just like, what am I doing? Like I was so like, I haven't been nervous like that in so long. It literally felt like I was like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do this. But then when we did it a few times, we kind of got into it. You kind of had to like loosen up and chill a little bit. I think it turned out all right. You guys will see. Every YouTuber will say this, like, it's weird to film anything in front of anybody else. Like filming in an airport, like vlogging or something, like so weird. So that's like 10 people in there watching you deliver this line, trying to be like, it felt very different. I think it's just like that pressure of all the lights, all the people, everybody's just like, all right, say it. Terrible. It's funny. When I was younger, growing up, I would have never, ever wanted to do like public speaking or being in front of people. And acting was like one of those things that by far I just like never thought I would ever want to do. Like no, thank you.
And now you're doing it professionally.
Now we're doing it and freaking people are going to see it. That's the problem. But I'm excited. We got through a lot. I think we're making good time right now. We still have a lot to get through, but hopefully we're going to be able to do it.
Okay, you feel confident for the rest of the day?
Yeah, we got like 2.5 pages done. We still got to do like 5.5. So it'll be fine, right?
Teppo.
We brought in the reserves. We needed more help, so my brother flew from Finland real
If he
quick.
gets hurt, I can do the stunts, you know, so.
Stunt double.
Stunt man.
This is number 2. It's not too bad. It's 144. Pretty good. 2 bubblies in, so
It's normal.
that's a pretty good day, I think.
After lunch, we started with Peter's entrance into the office, and of course, he's being hilarious, and everybody's just having a really, really good time.
Just give 2 beats, like camera action.
Action.
Yo, how was Maui, man? That's so funny, dude.
That was good. That was
There we
good.
go, one more time. Look, I want to see it. How was Maui, man?
I like it.
I think it's great.
That's great.
Yeah.
The lighting's all good.
Here.
Yeah, that's great.
And I'll just stay here.
Got the shots of me grabbing the merch to clean up Peter's spill.
Wait, isn't this your shitty merch?
How many times did I tell you it's not merch, it's a clothing line? Remind me to never do physical products and stick to LUTs, by the way. I have an idea. Let's test it.
Test what? Your LUT pack?
Then one of the most pivotal shots of this short film was me having this idea, this epiphany of like, hey, why don't we just ask ChatGPT to write a short film for us to test if AI is good or not? And so we wanted to feel a little different, give it a little bit more weight. So we grabbed the Dana dolly and did this push in as I'm delivering this, like, I have an idea.
ChatGPT to write a short film for us. Let's do it one more time.
And action.
No. Let's get ChatGPT to write a short film for us.
And at this point, I'm learning to kind of be myself on camera and feeling pretty good about what we're getting. And that might sound weird because I talk to a camera all the time, but acting is still very, very different, especially when, right now I'm in my office by myself, but when everybody's there watching and you're trying to act normal, it is really, really hard. Respect to all the actors out there. It is a hard, hard job.
All right, that's great. Cool.
Awesome.
Great. I'm so good at it.
Okay.
Everybody usually comes in my office and says like, this is way bigger than I thought. Right now it feels way smaller than it's ever. It's so close. No matter where you are, you're like, oh, sorry. So I'm just over here.
Just leave the lamp.
Right away, I'm not gonna stay.
Back there.
Isn't this your merch? How many times did I tell you? It's not merch, it's a clothing line. Remind me to never do physical products and stick to LUTs. Wait, I have an idea.
We got the reverse of Peter catching the merch and cleaning up the coffee mess. And then it was time for the most important shot of the short film, where we come to the computer to have ChatGPT write the short film about me and Peter discussing AI. And I had the idea that the main angle would be from the perspective of the computer screen. Almost like the AI is watching us through the screen as Dumb and Dumber, me and Peter, start realizing AI is about to destroy us.
Let me find the frame. This is the computer's AI perspective. So it's going to be as if the kind of AI camera is watching them as they're reading through the script. So they're going to have graphic overlays kind of come up over the shot as if ChatGPT is typing it out. So we're going pretty wide angle and funky with this one.
this shot, I think we might have messed it up. Because I was acting and directing and I was in a good mood and feeling casual, I didn't check the frame.
Action.
Okay. I can't wait for this to steal more of my content. Any ideas what it should be about?
And I think it might be a big mistake because the eye line is just a little bit off. See, what happened was we thought like, hey, why don't we just have an iPad on top of the computer because we need to read what the AI is saying to us and then react to it. But where the eye line needed to be was us looking like almost at the lens, just the top of the lens. But now we had this iPad on top of it and we're looking over here. So our eye line is just a little bit too high. So now if I put the text on top there, our eyes aren't really looking at the text.
Matti clearly bothered, but at the same time enjoys Peter's company. See, that's what I would think.
I'm not sure if this works. Remind me not to direct an act, please.
It looked like you were blocking the screen, and I didn't know if you wanted to block the lens more.
No, I'm blocking it from Peter being seen. So I'm not trying to block the lens because that's the AI. I'm trying to block Peter from seeing the writing that's going to be on there. And that will.
And I didn't know if the line was.
That will be where the AI writing the audience will be able to see the writing still.
And Tyler caught on a little bit, but maybe didn't explain it well enough because he was talking about us pointing. But if he would have kind of used the filmmaking language of eye line being off, I would have right away reacted and checked it. Anyways, it's my fault for not being the director in this moment and checking the frame. I really hope this doesn't come back to bite us real bad. But I'm not mad because we had a lot of fun filming this part. It was really pure enjoyment because we got to read what the AI was saying to us and then kind of just act and improv to that. And it was me and Peter being together. So it was just us being us, really.
Holy shit, you have no eyebrows. How have I never seen that?
That's not funny, man.
Wait, what's this?
Peter glances at the FX3 that's clearly overly rigged out and thinks Matti is trying to compensate for ... For what?
To be a professional fanner.
Can I get a fan?
Fanning into flames.
Can I get a courtesy fan?
I was giving a lot of myself on that one. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna be so exhausted after this, actually.
After all that stressing and being incredibly nervous, feeling like I'm drowning, everything was going like way too freaking well.
Wait, I think I'm basically done with my lines.
I was looking for mints. When Matty goes to his pocket, it's mint time, dude. Always.
Then we got to the singles of me and Peter, basically just in that same setting. Easy.
Peter, I want you to raise your chair up now.
Ninja Peter, always too short.
It doesn't work because I'm not.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't hit the same.
With the context of people know me and Peter, it's just a lot more funny. Cause that's the biggest problem with short films. There's not enough time to like build up everything, kind of just go into it. And so we got the benefit of the doubt having like the backstory to this, which I think makes this more funny because that's so Peter. That's what Matti would do.
Matti, so now that let's get the monitor back on the desk. So how does the workflow?
Next up was our security cam shot, which is like this creepy AI is watching us from the corner of my office. Nick, this was a great idea. I feel like it plays really, really well.
We are faking a security cam, so the AI is watching us.
Because I think that's how ours are.
That didn't get Just to like.
Same with like this.
But you two, it's a great story if it fails too. Like you just explained why it failed and what happened. But I don't think we failed.
Definitely
I think
not.
we were. I think
but
we're
also the
pretty
word
good.
failure is like relative.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's true.
I don't know. I think people are gonna like this a lot. I think it's very fun.
The best part about YouTube and doing something like this short film is that if it works out and the short film is really good, then great. It's great stories, great videos. And the flip side, if it completely fails, then that's also kind of good. It makes for really great videos and storytelling and lessons learned. So either way, it's kind of a win-win.
Yep, I'm not gonna move it at all.
think
So
that's
it's
the
the exact
easiest.
same over there.
Let's bring the monitor over here just so they can see these forward.
Okay, cool.
Then we need a couple of angles of the monitor so that we could see what the AI is writing to us. Inserts of the FX3, the lens, and Peter's phone when I'm talking about them having soul. To get the close-ups, we needed to use something called a diopter. It's basically just like a lens or filter that you put on your lens, and it allows you to focus closer. So if the minimum focus distance is too far and you need to be like here, put on a diopter, and now it's almost like turns it into more of like a macro lens. Not quite, but you get the point.
You put like a magnifying glass in front of the lens so that you can bring the focus closer
This
to
is
the
like
sensor.
school right now.
Yeah. Fine, I'll stop down. All right, let's see if the +2 does it. Booyah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Mix them all up. Peter Mckinnon, Photodiox, newer.
At this point, I was starting to feel like we did it. We might have actually succeeded. I was so relieved and just spent, and then Nick was like, maybe we should get one more shot where we actually see the coffee spill on the ground.
Set up a coffee drop shot.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah,
liquid
like
action
that it
that
actually
comes
comes
out.
out, yeah.
Because right now it looks like we're
we're
purposely shooting around it.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, let's do it. And of course, it was kind of an ordeal. Alice had to wrap the whole Alexa in plastic just in case the coffee spills on it. But I think it was so worth it. Small little clips like that often just mean so much. I think if we didn't show the coffee actually spilling on the ground, it would just kind of take the audience out a little bit. Like, oh, right, this is a short film and they're avoiding, spilling coffee all over Maddie's office because that would be really annoying. But we actually get to see the coffee spill, and I think it worked really well.
And cut. That was great. That was great. Yeah, good call and drop.
And with that, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, woo! Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate
All right,
it.
excellent work today, everybody.
And that's a wrap. Somehow we did everything we needed and actually had a lot of fun doing it. And we even finished early.
Now the least fun part of the day, packing up the vehicle and making sure it's organized.
But it was surprising, like how consistent your guys' like inflections and deliveries were in between every single take. I was like, oh,
That's where our YouTube filmmaking got to come in, because like that's what we like. I point the camera at Peter, and Peter says something. But
it was like
point at me, I say, and it always
same every time.
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
it. Yeah,
good.
But next one, I will not act it. I refuse. Stop me if I start writing myself into it. Stop me right there.
I had a blast. I'm very excited to see it all come together.
Vibes were high.
Vibes were very high.
Vibes were pretty good, right?
Yeah, always. Vibes translate through to the final thing every single time.
Yeah.
Like if you have a bad time on set,
it shows.
At this point, I'm just hoping I don't go into the edit and realize that we've made a massive mistake, or that my acting is just absolutely horrendous and this short film sucks. That's on the next episode of how we edited AI Has No Soul. And there's one, let's say, tricky shot that I still haven't figured out how exactly I'm gonna do it. And it involves, in a meta way, using AI to generate video. Yes, I'm gonna use AI in the AI Has No Soul short film. And it's kind of a make it or break it shot. So wish me luck. How did this feel for you?
It was good. It was good. It was long.
Yeah.
Which
Even
is
though
to-
it's
which
fairly
is-
short, still
which
like
is
8
to be
hours, 9 hours.
expected.
Yeah.
You know, reading it over and over and over and over and over. I'm glad I didn't have as many lines. Thank you for that. That was hard.
Yeah. I was at one point I was like, oh, I think I have more lines. Maybe I should add more just so it doesn't feel. But then I was like, maybe not.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that was the way it went.
How is that different from filming like your own videos? Like,
not a whole lot different. Like way slower.
yeah.
Obviously, because like let's move the camera. 40 minutes later. I'm exaggerating.
Not going
like,
away. They were pretty quick.
Like 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
2 minutes.
Either way, it was still longer than I'm used to.
Yeah. Did you feel the pressure at all?
No.
Because I felt the pressure. That first
No,
when
this
we
isn't
did
my
the
thing.
wide, and I was like, oh
No,
shit.
no, probably because this is your project, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I feel like I have more on the line.
You've organized all this. You got all these people here. You've got BTS running. You've got photography happening. There's a lot of everyone's reading your script that you wrote. It's weird.
Please don't think it's stupid.
It's weird.
And the question is, would you act in another one?
Yeah, all day.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's a wrap.
just empty your garbage, dude.
Yeah, we gotta take care of that.
And if you made it this far, go and follow the crew, send Peter some love. And if you haven't yet, go and check out my LUTs, the titles and transitions at Human Video Co. to make your editing easier. And so we can make more of these. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Gotta edit this thing now.